Hello, everybody. Welcome back finally to Season 2, Episode 3 of Peas in a Podcast. I'm Danielle from peaslovencarrots, and I'm so happy to be back here today. First things first, before we jump in, I do need to tell you that this is our first sponsored podcast. I know, it's crazy. We only have one sponsor here. We will only probably ever have one sponsor here, and it is kosher.com, because you know how I feel about kosher.com. I love them. They love me. We're in a long-term relationship. Their website is amazing. They really let me do what I love to do, which is create cooking videos for all of you. And they're so supportive of me, so I'm so supportive of them. Right back. It's a wonderful working relationship. I really genuinely it's Erev Rosh Hashanah, and my biggest bracha to everybody here is if you work, that you are able to have as good relationships with the people you work with as I have, Baruch Hashem, with kosher.com. Okay. Boom. Sponsorship over. Moving on. What? It was so much pressure for me. You know, I've never had a sponsor.
Mim is the co-host.
I was just about to introduce you.
Oh, well, I just want... All right.
Okay.
You can't wait so long with me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. We are here with our co-host,
Mimi Clayton. Woo!
Back again, reunited since I'm in New York for only 2 quick days. And we are here with somebody super awesome who actually me and Mimi both wanted on, right?
Love.
Like from the summer. We actually tried to arrange a few days, but we couldn't work it out. It was a whole thing. And then we literally made this happen. Like in between things, it's super early in the morning. So our guest for today is none other than the super amazing, super fabulous, absolutely gorgeous, nicest person ever. Also fellow 5 Towns girl, so we love each other. Frumee TAUBENFELD!
I'm so excited to be here. I really feel like I'm on a talk show.
Do you
like
really?
I really do, and I feel really honored.
She's blushing.
I am actually. Oh my god, we're totally flirting right now.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I just want to start off by saying that I thought another person that would have been really great to have at this table, because you two are so young and all, was your mother.
Oh, Mom.
Ouchie.
Next time we're gonna get her.
We're going to have to do a take 2.
Yeah, because she has a lot to say.
Yeah.
We all have a lot to say.
Yes,
We all do.
but
it would be a good dynamic. No questions for
I think it would be
either.
nice. Yeah, definitely.
She's cool.
So because this was last minute, we didn't put questions out to all of you, but we decided to do it anyways, because the truth is, between the 3 of us, we really don't need questions.
I don't think so.
The questions are a courtesy, but none of us really need a question to ignite conversation. We also don't usually need another person around.
Totally.
We could just let it go, right?
We could just
100%.
Do you even really need confirmation when you're talking? Do you actually, I will tell you something.
Yes, tell me.
Do you know what bothers me so much?
What?
And it's like a basic principle in psychology that when somebody's talking to you, that therapists or people like this, they'll always,
Oh, I hate that.
Do not,
No, that's so disrespectful.
Don't just say nothing.
No.
Just sit there.
No.
Just sit there and
It's
listen.
so patronizing.
To me,
It's so patronizing.
Yes,
Like,
that's
no.
a very good
Yes.
word.
No.
Very good.
Yeah.
Don't me.
Just say either say yes, of course, and engage,
Or respond. Talk.
Yes.
Say something.
Yes.
Means
I
I don't
really
care
care.
what you're talking about.
No, and
Or
also...
or what you're saying is not
No,
important.
also it gives me no insight into what you are thinking.
Right.
That is, I can talk to anybody. The only type of person I can't, or I don't enjoy having a conversation with, is a person who I think I don't know what they're thinking. Right. Meaning, I don't obviously know what you're thinking all the time, but I expect you to respond and give me insight into 100%. Your thoughts because we're having a conversation.
Exactly.
But you always know what Mim is thinking about.
No, a person that's always agreeing with you or just responding to what you said by repeating what you said in different words and never offering their own opinion or their own insight. I actually, and I'm a very confident person, can walk away from that conversation very insecure and uncomfortable.
Guilty. Yes. I 100% agree. When people like I said, it just makes you, it belittles you. Mm-hmm. It makes you feel not important. It also makes you self-doubt.
Yes.
And second guess yourself. And am I doing the wrong thing? Am I saying the wrong thing?
Because I don't care if you disagree with me.
Right. But engage. Yes. And then we can connect.
Yeah, because we can't connect if only one person is doing the work.
Right.
No,
well, the great thing about getting older.
Really
Thank you.
I love you.
The great thing about getting older is that you don't, you get to a point where you don't need to continue even a conversation with someone that responds to you that way.
You're just done. You're like, I'm out. I'm too
Gotta go.
You know, I spoke to my Bobby. My Bobby is connected.
I love Bobby. Like, she is so
Bobby should be here too.
Oh my God.
I
Bobby should
love
be
her.
here
too.
I love
and Bobby, you know, I have
the original Algie.
She is. Like, we have generations. I mean, like, I don't know which one of my girls will be like me, but like, I don't. Rafi's always like, we have 3 girls, and Rafi's like, I don't know if I could risk another Frumee.
Hi, Dad. Dad just walked in. Say hi to the podcast.
Hi, Dad. I'm Frumee. Nice to meet you.
Dad is here.
You have to say hi very loudly so they could hear you because it's recorded.
Right. Yeah. Come say hi. I'll allow you.
Oh, she'll allow you.
But he's not co-hosting.
Turn that down? How could you turn that down?
Is this a secret to a healthy marriage?
Yes, doing what you're told.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No. A secret to
Wait, should I tell you the funny thing? Do you ever watch on Netflix Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld?
No, but it looks good.
So there's an episode between him and Ellen DeGeneres, and it is one of the funniest conversations. I actually screen recorded it and sent it to Ellie because Ellen is telling him how her partner wants horses, more and more horses. And Jerry's like, okay, so get her horses. Because obviously, like, the money's meaningless.
Right.
And who cares? And so get her horses. And she's like, but I don't want horses. And he's like, but so what? She wants horses. And Ellen's like, but I don't want more horses. She's not going to want them. She's not going to take care of them. Jerry's like, no. You don't understand, Ellen. You buy her the horses because you know she doesn't want horses. I know she doesn't want horses. And once you buy them for her, then she'll know she doesn't want horses.
It's a whole mind game.
That is very funny.
I love that. I want to watch that.
I know.
It's kind of like
funny.
me with my little dog that I want.
No, nobody's getting you a dog.
No.
Everybody's
I am very capable of getting my own dog.
That ship has sailed.
So why
Look at
haven't
his
you?
face.
I know. So
Because
why?
he
You're
keeps-
obviously not. You've been talking about it for 6 months.
Well, I need a little time alone because my house has been filled.
Right. So is your house going to be unfilled? Are you going to be less busy? Are you going to stop traveling?
No, it's going to be like another kid.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the doggy with me wherever I go.
In your little
So
purse.
you're going to be
It's
one
gonna
of
come
those
out.
people. You're going to be one of those
You know
people.
what?
Are you going to dress the dog?
No, I don't like that.
Please don't.
No, I don't like
Please
it.
don't.
Maybe she's a fashion blogger.
Maybe-
She's like, don't dress the
No.
dog.
I just
Maybe
think it's wrong.
a
pretty collar.
Oh, like a hot
You
pink.
didn't
My
introduce
favorite.
yourself.
Oh,
Tell everybody what you do, what you're about.
I don't even know.
She's the cutest. She happens to be beautiful, not just cute.
Thank you.
know.
Yes,
Okay.
it's true.
She's a beautiful woman.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Frumee TAUBENFELD. I am a fashion blogger, influencer, what have you. I am a mother, and I am a personality. You know, because someone was even saying yesterday, like, I don't want to, like, say, was it you? It was someone. I forgot who I was talking
Yesterday
to.
was the JWE
Oh, yeah,
conference.
PS.
Yeah. It was awesome. Good job, ladies.
Yes, it was
great
amazing.
job.
Learned a lot. It was a great, warm, friendly experience, and
The environment was awesome.
yeah, it was really great.
it
And
was.
you know, Danielle, you were saying before we continue with that this was one of the best conferences you've been to. I think I've been to the JWE this past May, so it was my first conference. But this was something I've never experienced before. I think it was just because of the intimacy and just how small it was and how everyone was there for like a specific goal.
It was very tachlis
It was
oriented,
very
goal
like
focus.
Actus, unity, coming together.
Unity.
In a good mood. It was just like everybody was friendly, and
I felt it was a unity, and some of you with your personalities are making such a difference in the business world for women, because especially the Jewish Orthodox women.
it's hard.
That you are working and teaching each other and constantly pumping into everyone's head that you are together.
Well,
you help each other.
Right.
I definitely agree with that. I was going to say with the personality is that I feel like on Instagram, I may be more than just what I was saying, a blogger, an influencer. Someone was like, you're more of like a big personality on there because yes, I show my fashion sense, and yes, I, showcase different things of how to style and how to wear things, but I also showcase my life and just, chilling out.
Positivity.
Yes, positivity for sure.
Just your smile is so big all the time, and you can't like fake that.
And
it's so
'cause
great.
what I hear the most is I keep it real. I let people know if I'm stressed with Sundays and the kids.
Even when you're stressed, though, it's with a lightness.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
not like whiny and complaining and
Right.
negative. It's like, okay, I'm stressed today. This is life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm stressed.
And I also want people to feel like you're normal. Like, this is normal.
Right.
Like, we're all in it together. I get so many comments with people saying, thank you for saying that because it really is tough and I go through the same thing and all that. It's a really nice platform to have to really just, express yourself in a good way,
Right.
positively, because it could go either way.
Would you say this? And this is what I feel. I love Instagram. I love my platform. I love engaging with people. I don't feel weighted down by it. I don't feel trapped by it. I'm not on it all the time. Like, I go on to story, I go off, I mess it, whatever.
You don't feel the pressure?
I don't feel any pressure. I love it, but the more I hear from other people that they don't like it or this or that, I really think that you make Instagram what you want it to be. And I want it to be an awesome, fun, interactive, social, engaging, growthful place.
Right.
And it is for me because that's how I want it to be.
Right.
It's like a build your own.
I don't think people recognize like the power that they have when they do have so many followers and people watching them. I mean, when I started it almost 6 years ago, Instagram was
6 years ago?
Oh, almost. Yeah. Like Serena, I think was 2.
Oh my
She's 7.
gosh.
So maybe 5 years
You're like
ago,
a
5.5.
veteran. You're a pro.
I mean, Instagram has changed like dramatically, but I did take a little break because Instagram was becoming for me a burden. And it was giving me anxiety because I felt like I have to post, I have to keep up, I have to.
Right. See, that's where Instagram can go wrong.
I just had my second kid and I was just like, I can't keep up and I can't do this.
Good for you.
And so I did take a step back, but I'm not going to lie. It definitely had its consequences because other people were coming in and, taking the screen time. And I wasn't as relevant as maybe I was and then maybe as I should have been if I wanted to grow.
But so what? You put yourself first.
Yeah, yes. But coming back, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty hard.
You have nothing
Really?
to worry about.
I think
Thank
also.
you.
I think
Thank
also.
you.
Nothing.
It's been hard trying to
Right.
keep up and trying to get up there and to because there's so many other people now
Right.
that you have to live up to. And
You know
so,
what I think?
Yeah.
I had actually like a very difficult experience recently. Thank God most of my work experiences, like 90% of them since I started have been wonderful. And I think no matter what job you do, whether you own a store
Anything.
or you're a gas station attendant
Yeah.
or you work for Vogue or whatever it is, like everybody has a few experiences that teach them lessons that are difficult or that are just hard work experiences, like personalities don't mesh, whatever. And recently this week, actually, my mother was around for part of it. I had a situation where a whole chunk of recipes were stolen from me.
And I'm not allowed to say who.
No, right, because
Well,
it's irrelevant.
okay.
It doesn't
Oh
matter.
my God.
It's fine. It's okay. It happens.
That's like plagiarizing.
So actually, right. So taking somebody's recipe and rewriting it, whatever, is actually technically allowed. But taking word for word and taking the words off my website and the
It's illegal.
photographs and things like that, all of that is really not legal and not moral or halachically acceptable. But, and I was I was upset about it because it was the first time something like this has happened to me in
Linda,
such a
you were
big way.
violated.
Yeah, I did. I felt disappointed.
I'm sorry.
I felt disappointed that it had to happen. Like it was unnecessary and whatever. And, I've really been thinking a lot about that. And I've been thinking just about how my parnasa and what I do here is not coming from that person. It's coming from Hashem. It is not coming from that person. Like I love kosher.com, but my parnasa is not coming from them.
Like your attitude.
My parnasa they are the vehicle at which Hashem sends me that parnasa. So if this company took something from me and didn't pay and didn't whatever or doesn't want to pay, whatever the situation is, that means that they aren't the vehicle for my parnasa.
Right.
And maybe I'm not meant to have that parnasa. Maybe I'm meant to have it in some other way. Maybe I'm meant to learn something from this experience. And not to say that you should be a doormat and let people walk all over you. And I probably am a little bit too nice. And, it's just whatever. I don't know.
No, I
it's
think
difficult.
you pick your battles.
Yeah. And you know what? But I just ultimately think we cannot force anybody else to be good or to be the better person in the relationship or any of this. And whatever, it's all from Hashem.
You're so like
It's on them.
Calming.
It's on them.
no, because like I'm listening to you and like your positivity and your attitude, but like you're so peaceful. Like there's no anmas nefesh and there's no anger or bitterness. And I'm seriously in awe because I feel like people struggle tremendously. I mean, I know I do, where holding on to things and getting angry over things and being upset. And it's just so like admirable, but like also just so out of my like realm where I see someone like a normal, regular person who you have your everyday, stuff that you can deal with your kids, your husband, anything, and work. And the fact that you have an attitude where it's just like, I'm not going to let this get to me. And I know Hashem.
I didn't. I know. I didn't always.
How did you work on it?
Ellie is literally like his best quality in life. And it's probably the reason he's able to be married to me. Because, oh my God. Because I'm like, whatever. I like things a certain way and things like that. Ellie is he is very easygoing. So that helps. But he's also wildly forgiving. Like literally like the man... I don't know. He does it from one second to the next, does not ever hold anything against a person, is not left with anything. Like, he's so free in his soul.
So nice.
I know. I don't even think I fully understood it when we got married.
Right.
But over time, like you're around this media for so long, and we all have this. Like everybody can see something good in the people around them, and especially your spouse. I mean, it's very easy to see the negative because you live with the person, but it's also, if you open your eyes, very easy to be exposed to the good that they do. And by the way, the good usually works in your favor, right? Like Hashem put us together for a reason.
Do you feel that like maybe being in America or being around material or whatever? Do you think that people tend to focus more on the negative? Because I know I do, and it's a big.
I don't know.
It's a big problem of mine, and
I don't think you do focus on the negative. You're hard on yourself. I think you're too hard on yourself.
I am, but I feel like
I wish you loved yourself as much as I love you. I really love you.
No,
right?
I do. I'm working on it. I'm definitely working. I feel like I turned 30 in April, and I feel like I'm all of a sudden like this mature woman.
Somebody told me that the 30s are the teenage years of adulthood.
Oh
it's
God,
true. It's very true.
It's true because you think you're an adult because you're 30 now. You're not in your 20s. But like the 50-year-olds and 40-years are like, you're a baby.
I know.
Because we're like stupid teenagers that think we're big, but we're not. But I love it.
Because you enter a new stage. A new stage
where people
in life.
sort of take you seriously.
Yes. Like I think I'm just a little bit more self-aware. I think I'm a little bit more focused on like what do I want out of life? What do I want for my kids? Because my kids are getting older. My oldest is 7. And like
things are getting real.
And it's just like, oh, this is a time like I remember second grade. Like she's gonna remember these things. Like and I'm like, shoot. I'm molding her right now to like mess her up for her teenage years. For sure. So it's just like there's a lot of self-reflecting of just like who do I wanna be? What do I wanna do with my life?
You wanna be you. You are wonderful. You're a great person. You're nice. From the first time I ever met you, every time we bumped into each other, you had that gorgeous smile and hello. Never a negativity is coming from you.
Right.
And you have to remember that. And people who know you and care and like you see that also. The people that are unfortunately jealousy is a bad disease.
Yeah.
You know what? You cannot get too close because you don't want it to rub off. Because you're not a jealous person. You're a good person. You're happy for others, and unfortunately, not everybody is always happy for you, and you don't want that negativity in your life.
It's me trying.
I call those people acquaintances.
Oh,
not friends.
Yeah,
I call them acquaintances.
You definitely realize
they're there,
who your friends are, and you don't need that many, and everyone else are acquaintances.
Your husband is your best friend.
He's my
You have to make your husband your best friend because in the end, that's who you're with.
That's true.
That's it. The kids grow up, they leave.
I'm definitely realizing that my main focus is family, and it's funny because recently I've been having that struggle where, Instagram has the highs and the lows and big engagement, some days, low engagement, other days. And it does. I let it affect me. And I know I shouldn't, but I also see, though, that I have to really put my family first. And if I don't have such a high engagement, okay, but don't let that energy take away from your kids and take away from focusing on listen, Instagram is important too because I really do view it as it's a job.
Yeah.
And I really love it. Like, I love the connection. I really do. I love talking to people. I'm very into answering the DMs right away. But I also have to realize, okay, it's not the end of the world if you only had X amounts of views, where yesterday, whatever.
So can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Don't look.
Don't look.
I once in a while have to look for work if somebody wants me to send them my analytics, whatever, screenshot, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the only time I look. I don't even let myself look.
Right. It's don't look at the magazines, like the celebs.
I wouldn't have known that I got to 50,000 followers if people didn't message me.
Really?
I don't look. I don't want to know. I don't do this for that.
Right.
At this point, I love my community. So I do it because I love them.
Right.
And I do it because I love it. And it's just a relationship, right? So it's a give and take always, like any relationship, but I genuinely love it. And that is why I keep doing it. The day I do not love this, I will have to stop because I won't be, how will I fake it? How do you, it will consume me.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm struggling with, I give so much energy to this and I love to and I want to, but by the time my kids come home, I'm drained.
So my kids come home at 2:00. So nobody's drained at 2:00.
No, but like Charlotte, my baby, I pick up at 2:30.
Right.
And then my other kid comes home at 3:15.
So
and then
you're in a harder stage. That's the truth.
Right.
And I think that when I had 3 little kids,
right,
my life felt technically just more physical and harder. Even though I have 3 little kids now, Baruch Hashem, that I have to take care of. Yeah, but I'm saying my older kids are a little more helpful.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it. In a way, it did get easier as they got older. The emotional stuff got harder and things like that. But the physicality of motherhood got a bit easier. My big kid can walk my little one here. Right. I don't know, different things like that. Also, I've become more confident as a mother. So first of all, I would say practically, my Instagram is very, very set up into my day, right? As a routine. My kids, nobody comes home until 2:00.
Okay.
That means I have until 2:00 to food shop, go buy shoes, buy more stockings, because I literally do that every single day. No, I do. Socks and stockings. I don't know what is, how many feet? How many feet do people have? I don't understand. It's crazy. Go buy more socks and stockings, go back to the supermarket because I forgot something, go pick up bread, go buy fish, go do this, go do all the errands I have to do, and work. So my mornings are rush, accomplish, and I love it. It's great.
I love that you just did that, though, where you rush, accomplish. That attitude. See, I would be rush. It's so crazy. I'm so tired and stressed and all that. That's the difference. And I'm just okay, how do I get there? Because
so just cross. I literally
write it down.
Yeah, no, I write it down, or I just cross it off the list in my head, and I don't get to everything I need to get to every day.
Right.
I just don't care.
Right.
If I don't get to it, I'll get to it tomorrow. Or I won't get to it tomorrow. And every day I know the most important things I have to do that day. So sometimes I wake up. So I'll tell you also, I do wake up with anxiety every morning. I wake up very early. If I wake up even a half hour late, I wake up already anxious because I've lost a half hour of my day. So every morning I do wake up with a bit of I don't know if anxiety is the right word, but I think it is. I wake up with
you're just nervous or tense.
I'm I need to start crossing things off my list because I need to get it done. So, but I channel it. I say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. What is the top 3 things I need to get done? Okay. And then I compartmentalize those 3 things. And those 3 things I usually can get done by 9-10 in the morning.
I know. And then it's not such a big deal.
And then everything else is just extra.
Right.
Everything else I accomplished. So I do take steps to help myself. This year, I've been discussing it a lot. I made a 5780 resolution to every morning. The first thing I do is prepare dinner. it's a big deal for me. It's a huge weight off my head.
Because it's on your head the whole entire day.
And my afternoons, once the kids start coming home, they're crazy.
No, totally.
They're like running here, running there, running here,
and who
running
has
there.
time to make dinner?
And I don't want them standing on top of me in the kitchen while I'm making dinner at this point. I'd rather have them standing on top of me and let us bake a cake.
Right.
But like dinner needs to happen. So like I can't take 2 hours to make dinner with them. You know what I mean? Like it can't be the activity right now.
I just told Serena, my oldest, I was like, you need to tell me in the mornings what you want for dinner so I could have it ready for you. Because there were times when I would make these meatballs or I'd make lasagna and she'd just be like, I don't want to eat it. And then like, what do they want to eat? Fish sticks and pizza bagels, which I'm fine with. That's, like I'm not one of those people.
Okay, you just need to know.
But I said, I'm like, you need to tell me now because when you come home, she's also so hungry.
Right.
And between her where she's hungry and then we have to get homework done and the other ones where I have to give a bath, there's just so much going on that I'm like, tell me now. And then by the time you
just
come
one
home,
thing off your plate.
Yes,
it's
100%.
just one. So like I take little steps to help myself. And sometimes they're not the most comfortable steps because it's not always what I do, right? Like it's hard to change your routine. It's hard to implement new things. But you literally are the only person that can help yourself sometimes. So you have to think like, this is what's hurting me. How can I fix this? How can I help myself? Like maybe I can't change it, but how can I make it a little bit easier? How can I make it a little bit better? How can I do these things? And that is something that I'm only learning later in life to do for myself.
I feel like as you get older, you're learning. I know. You're like 100. Wait, you're like 32. No. Oh, gosh.
It's like the song, if I knew then what I knew now.
Yeah.
You know, this is why, you do listen, you do understand where your mother or your grandmother comes from.
I love how this took a pivot. Your mother is always right.
No, I didn't say she's always right. But there are things that
mother knows
about
best.
Mom, yes.
You see it with your children. You see, your kids are starting to get old enough that you see, when they don't want to hear or take your advice on something and it backfires on them. You see that. And sometimes they are right and you are wrong. But you have more experience. You just do.
Right. Life is it's experience. Experience is it kind of it softens you in a way and it makes you a little bit wiser.
Yeah.
And you have to know where to take it. You can be concentrate on the negativities. You can concentrate on the negativities or the positives in your life. I try to concentrate at this point in my life on the positivities.
Yes. How long did it take you to get there?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. But you know what? Baruch Hashem, you have Hashem on your side, and you have a friend, you have a confidant. Hashem is there for you.
I was just having a conversation with my brother about this because, he was saying, like, when it all comes down to it, like, everything comes back to religion because that's what grounds you and that's what connects you and that's what keeps you firm and stable. And when you have that emunah and bitachon and you just believe, like, there is a God up there, there's Hashem, and you have to believe he's on your side, but just guiding you and all that. Things just fall into place or just become a little bit more clear.
Right.
I actually recently started going to therapy. It's about time.
Good for you.
Yes.
I love that.
I'm a big advocate. I love therapy. I think it's great.
Too.
I think it's wonderful. I don't know why there's such taboo around it.
I can't believe there's still taboo.
I don't know.
What is that about?
I feel like in the Altaheim, like in your day, it was just very, like, my grandmother would tell me, like, we don't talk about this stuff, and you just deal with it.
Did you not meet your mother?
But you just deal with it, like, suck it up and just deal with it. Where these days, there's a lot going on, and the world is cuckoo. But the first thing I said to my therapist was, I just don't want to care anymore because I find that I just care about everything.
No, oh my gosh, embrace
and it's
it.
No, but like that's the thing. Like
don't choose what to care about.
Exactly.
Yeah, choose what to care about.
Pick your battles. Don't worry about so many things. Who cares about this? Who cares about that? But care about the important things and what's important to you. That's what you have to focus on. So it's definitely something I'm navigating.
No, it's really hard. I think that is where we started here, is that like basically because they come home early, my kids, is that I've worked Instagram into my routine as a schedule. So then in the afternoons, I don't Instagram at all.
I think I need to do that.
If I end up with 1 hour where all the kids are out of the house, which more and more happens because they're getting bigger and they go out and play and whatever, then maybe I'll do a quick story or something like this. If I'm in the mood, it's like a bonus. Right. And then at night after everybody goes to bed, I spend time answering DMs. I could spend time reading or whatever, but I'm a person that's social. I like to engage. So that is relaxing for me, answering these messages.
So I think that's what I have to do, is really just take the time to be like, this is when you do Instagram. By 2:30, the baby comes home. Like, it's done until like 7 or whatever. Yeah,
I really listen. Like when Shimi Adar, like she speaks a lot about dropping the phone, and I really do. Like, you have to drop the phone. I know. Sometimes.
I think it's like an addiction for me, honestly. I mean, I'm sure it's like that for a lot of people, where I just need to be on it, and maybe as like a distraction, or maybe as just something to do with my hands. I don't know. But I think I'm realizing, like, I really need to just pay attention to the now and be present and focus.
It is really hard when your kids are little, though. I remember feeling very bored in the afternoons. Like, it's boring a little bit.
It's boring, but it's also, I can't explain, like, the overwhelmingness of just, like, needing to just deal with everything. Like, like, when I think about bath time and dinner time and getting them to sleep, it definitely
stresses you out.
Yeah, it overwhelms me because I'm tired, honestly. Right. And I'm also just thinking about so many other things that, like, need to get done. And I used to be I feel like, I know right now I'm a doer, but I used to feel like I had it more together. I used to feel like I was more geschickt. And thank God, as I had more kids, it's not as easy to, get a million things done when you're just strolling around with one kid. It's not such a big deal. Yeah. You're dealing with multiple personalities and multiple needs and demands that it just becomes too much. That sometimes I just want to just go away.
Go on vacation.
Yeah. But you know what? I never understood that until recently. Like, I used to be a little bit more judgmental, I'm not going to lie, where I used to maybe think like, oh, why is this girl always just like running off somewhere or going out and doing this and that? And I get it. I really get it now, where sometimes it could just be a lot and you just need a second to breathe. And I don't know. But I also want it to be where it's besimcha and I'm like excited and happy to just, yay, bath time. Bath time is
difficult.
Yeah.
I know. It's very, very hard.
Are we getting too deep here?
No, I don't think so. I think that it's hard for everybody. Like, I think there are parts of the day that are, you know what? Like, bath time is hard for me too.
It's a lot. Like,
this day.
The three of them.
Everybody's cranky.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the only one that's tired. They're tired also.
I know.
So their behavior is not at their peak either.
I know.
Right? So, like, I think it's difficult, and really, like, I don't know. I used to, when they were very little, I used to, like, go and put them in bed and lay with each one. And I don't. I stopped that. Like, a lot of years ago, I was like, this is not for me.
No.
I am not the person that can give to you at night.
I know.
I can give to you for hours during the day, and I make sure to give them fully during the day, because I won't do it at night.
I think I have to do that.
And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because I really do. I make up for it. I give them one-on-one time. I give them undivided attention. I sit on the floor. I play clafim. I play cards. I play hopscotch. I do chalk. Whatever they want me to do, also that's like fun for me. Like, it's good to have like common ground. Like, I won't play dolls or mommy and Tati. I will not play that game. I do not like that. But I'll do.
You're on your own.
Yeah, I'll make Play-Doh. I'll play with Play-Doh.
I'll color.
I'll do all the arts and crafts. I love that stuff. My boys want to play with me. I mean, obviously, I'm not playing hockey with you. No, thank you. But I'll play backgammon with you. I'll play cards with you. I'll play chess. I mean, I won't play chess either, but I'll play rummy cup with you. Whatever.
Right.
Like, whatever games that we both can like, I'll do that.
You find common ground.
But I will not go and lie in people's beds. First of all, I do not want to lie in a little kid's bed. I don't like it. Okay? Second of all, I live in Israel. You know the situation there with hair and things like that. I'm sorry. I'm not lying on your pillow. Okay? I comb you every night, and I know that you're clean, and I still am not lying on your pillow.
Oh my God. Good for you.
But like, I don't feel bad. Like, you have to do.
That's the thing.
You have to find a way.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know. Also, thank you. I know that bedtime is like.
Yeah.
I'm at my wit's end. No, and I'm like, no. I a lot of time I give them like chills. I have to like sing them a song, which is fine. But actually getting them into bed, it's like we finally get upstairs and then they dilly dally, and I'm like, oh my gosh, get into bed. Like it's already like 7:30. I put them to sleep at 7. You know, and I happen to be routine because when there's structure in the house, there's structure with me, and I feel more in control. And so if things are off center or off whatever. Like at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're not in bed my whole night. Like I don't even know what to do with myself. It gets me very like anxious and nervous. So
you are at a hard stage also though, because your house is changing.
Yeah.
Because like you go through this, like at this point, I feel like I go through it every year. Every year in September, I need to refigure out a whole new schedule, a whole new plan.
Because Serena gets home late at one night. She goes to gymnastics. She's home at 7:30.
Every year the schedule changes. They get more homework. They get less homework. They have more activities. They have less activities. This one needs dinner at this time. This one needs dinner at that time. And every year, so you have to give yourself 2 months and say, for these 2 months, a trial and error.
Right.
I'm figuring it out. I'm doing this. Like I knew for me this year, I needed to get dinner done early. But like in 2 months, if it doesn't work for me, I'm going to cancel.
Right.
Like I also don't feel, I don't know, like every day, like our lives are so hard.
I know.
For me, I know Danielle does very often write lists. Do you write notes to yourself of things you have to accomplish?
I write reminders. Like I reminded myself, like even now, like you just reminded me, like I have to send a transportation form to the school to tell them that I'm picking up Serena today and she's not going on the bus. I have like reminders on my phone.
Okay.
But like
I'll remind you.
Siri heard.
That's amazing. Oh, that was great.
I have to send a transportation form to the school to tell them that. It says that on my thing. I'm going to screenshot that so that when this goes live, I will post it in my stories and you can see that.
That's hilarious.
That is very funny.
But I think maybe I should. Maybe by seeing it and actually writing it down, that could be therapeutic and just de-stress me.
I find even today, you know, thank God. I mean, I don't have the responsibility of the little kids in the house and doing all the things you have to do.
Well, you'll have a dog soon. So.
Yeah. You have a little baby coming.
I know.
I was joking.
If anybody knows, I really want either a Morkie or Malchi.
Please don't message me about that. Message Mimic Light Mom directly.
Morkie is a mix of a Maltese and
Yorkie.
And a Yorkie.
We're having a dog right now.
And a Malchi is a Maltese and a Shih Tzu mix.
Oh my gosh, how do you know these things?
Because I've been checking it out.
Oh, you're legit. This is actually happening.
Okay, wait a second. I have real questions for you.
Okay, yay, let's do this.
Because, like, I live in the food, like, blogosphere. That's what I do. It's my comfort zone. I love food. So actually you should know my mother worked in the garment district for a long time. She has very good fashion sense. She was a buyer for a long time.
Buyer for who? Can I ask?
I wasn't a buyer. I was in the manufacturing end.
Oh, wow.
So I worked for, back in the days, a very hot, cool company. And I just loved the fashion industry. It was where I was most comfortable.
Right.
And Grandma was a seamstress.
Grandma was a sample maker.
You saved a lot of money.
She was a sample maker.
Grandma, my mother, was one of the sample makers, and she was very close with Ellie Tahari.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And my mother and I worked
huge.
Across the street from each other.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yes.
Wow, I had no idea.
And then I was in the dress business for many years.
You should just know that Mommy has put it out there on the podcast that she's looking for a dog, and if anybody knows, they should contact her.
Are you a dog person?
I love dogs.
Are you for this?
I love dogs. I grew up with a dog. We had a dog when the kids were younger.
We do. We love dogs.
Well, we inherited him. Now I want my own.
Our quota is full.
Yeah. I hear.
So should they disregard?
Oh,
What is a quota? What do not? What is a quota? A quota is sometimes you have a little more than the quota, a little less.
No. If you notice, I'm always on time everywhere I go, everything I do.
Well, actually,
Yes.
you're early. You're early.
I'm usually early.
Should I tell them what I read to you?
Like that.
He
It's
is always
really
early.
beautiful. My father every day leaves the house like 25 minutes before Shacharis, okay? And we joke like, oh, Dad, Shacharis is in an hour. You got to go. Okay? But he's always there. Like if he's not there early, he's late, right?
That's right.
The other day you got there 5 minutes early and you told me you were late.
Were you really?
No, he
No,
got there right on time.
No, I got there right on time because I screwed up when shul was starting.
But that was late for you.
Yes, that was.
No. Anyway, but I read something really beautiful about how the first 10 people that show up at a minyan, because it's essential to have 10 men for a minyan,
Right.
their mitzvah is amplified by each other's mitzvah because they need each other to be part of the minyan. So these 10 men, each mitzvah they do is times 10. So now each man has 100 mitzvahs, but every person that joins the mitzvah after the first 10 men amplifies the mitzvahs of the first 10 men because the minyan has already been made. So they're just adding to those 10 men's minyan.
That's so nice.
So if you have 10 more men that show up at the minyan, what's 100 times 10?
1,000.
Oh, really?
Stick to food.
1,000, but I think it's even more than 1,000 because it's times that. It's like a whole mathematical equation that obviously I didn't understand. Whatever, fine, move on. You know what I did find out though, and I'm on a crusade, and tell me if you agree with this.
Okay.
You know, we spent literally years, 1,000.
I took out my calculator.
He is a calculator.
More
Oh
well
my
spent
God.
tuition
Right.
dollars.
Yeah. No, we spent years being taught, being taught about triangles and circles, Pythagorean
Algebra.
theorem. Do you remember what Pythagorean theorem is? No. I just remember the word because
I don't think I
I just know A plus B equals
Yeah.
C, and I still don't understand
Is
that.
that Pythagorean theorem?
I have
No,
no
it's
idea.
Oh, that's. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
Radiuses, circumference. You know what a rhombus is? A rhombus a thing?
Yes.
Is that a shape?
Yes.
A rhombus
so
is?
bad.
Yeah.
You know what the
But
plural
you know
of
what
a
they don't
rhombus
teach
is?
you? What?
Rhombi.
Oh, Rambai? Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, you learn all of these things. You know what you don't learn? How to pay taxes.
No.
You don't learn how to compute them. You don't learn any life skills. You don't learn how to take discounts off of prices.
And like, what's a mortgage?
Nothing. What's a mortgage? Yeah. What's refinancing? Why don't
Yeah.
they teach you any useful skills for life?
How about holding a fork and a knife? But
Yeah,
don't get
okay,
me
fine.
started.
Fine,
Don't
fine.
do that.
Why don't they teach you how to pay taxes?
I don't know.
How to keep accounting records? How
It's
to keep a
true.
budget? I don't even understand.
I need to learn how to budget too.
Yeah, no, we all need to learn. You know why? Because they failed us. It's not our fault.
I know. It's
We-
totally not our
We
fault.
should take our taxes and we should send them to Hafter.
Totally.
Let Hafter pay my taxes.
Yes, NSK for sure.
What do you think about
You
that?
know what?
Sounds like a great idea.
It sounds great.
Very workable.
I'm just saying, they failed us. The system failed us. They
But
taught
you know
us about
what?
a triangle, and they didn't tell us how to pay taxes. And you know how often I need to know about a triangle? Never.
Never. Just that it has 3 points.
Yep.
That's it.
When I make Hamantashen. That
Yes.
is the limit to my triangle knowledge that I
it's
need.
Haman's hat. That's it.
I can identify the shapes. That's it.
It all goes back to
Maggie?
Yahadut.
Yeah, Maggie has learned everything she needs to learn about a triangle. And she's 5. So she's
Okay.
4. She's
Okay.
4. She's done. That's
So
it.
she's smarter
she knows,
than us.
She can identify the shape. She's done. What else does she need? She needs to figure out the angle.
Do they teach that in
what?
Israel? I wonder.
Actually, the math in Israel is advanced because
wow.
it's European math. So it's taught, it's so backwards. Oh my gosh. It's
Do they
actually,
do the division like I did?
Oh my God. Dad, do you
Long
remember that
division?
day? I will never forget that day. One day I come home with homework and I'm sitting there and my father walks in from work and it must be like 8 o'clock at night. I mean, I'm a little girl. So like, right. Like I don't have like a good grasp of time, but I think it was late at night.
Okay.
And I
Well, you
had
went
been
to bed
sitting.
at 7, so-
Right. Whatever. So 7 o'clock. I had been sitting at the kitchen table for hours and I'm crying and my mother is probably crying and frustrated. And she's helping me do this division homework. And my father walks in and he looks at the thing and he looks at my mother's paper. And my mother's like, I just can't do this. Like, why doesn't she get it? Why doesn't she get it? And my father looks at her paper and the notes and he looks at her and he's like, Nicole, go away. Go away. Like, because in Europe, they divide backwards. Right? We make like a little
you
box.
divide backwards. Europe existed first.
Right? Like we make the box.
It's true.
And like when you do long division, and so let's say you have 2
I go
into
like
48.
this.
So you do the 2 into the 4. And then
48. Yeah.
No, not in Europe.
What do
not
they do?
in Europe.
What do they
I don't
do?
know. They do it backwards. The whole thing is backwards.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
insane. And we literally were not speaking the same language.
Oh my gosh.
Just in numbers. But we weren't speaking the same language. And my father came and he looks at this and he's like, oh my gosh.
No.
And then we got it done very quickly, probably because he did not like doing homework. So he just told me the answer.
Right.
Like, 12 Danielle, right? 12.
Oh, my mom. My mom, she wrote the book reports. She wrote the assignments.
No, she was against that.
It was like in 5th
No,
grade.
I
Okay, it was
didn't.
in 5th grade.
No.
She
Not
was against
never.
that. She wouldn't. She was like, no,
no.
all the other mothers do. You do your homework, but you know what? I
do.
learned a lot. I did.
I still learned a lot too.
You know
Yeah,
what?
man,
Wait,
because
what
you
happened?
know.
What happened when you had projects and a teacher would tell you?
One time I worked really hard and my mother wouldn't help me,
Was
but
it
also
second
she's
grade, I
not
think?
crafty and I'm crafty. So
Oh,
it
right.
was like, but
I
was
gave
trying.
her. I gave her some ideas, but I did not
the teacher wrote
do
back,
anything.
did your mother do this?
No way.
And
that's a
you
big
can't mess,
compliment.
No, you can't mess with me.
And I went. And I said, you know what? You're probably right that a lot of mothers did do the project for their child.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you something about Danielle. I don't do their work. I always tell my kids,
When I was
I
little?
went to school. I did it. It's your turn. I hated it. And I know you can
You
hate
know what
it.
else? You know what
That's
else?
all.
See, the teachers didn't realize. I'm 33 now. When I was in 2nd grade, I was 7 years old. So that's almost 20 years ago, right, Dad?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wasn't bad.
almost 20 years ago. Her English was 20 years less good than it is now.
You're Israeli?
It's not, no, she's
A Moroccan.
She's
Moroccan.
French.
Oh my God.
It's not
French,
her native
Moroccan Jew.
language.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
It's not
mon
her.
amour.
It's not her
Mon
native
amour.
language. Your accent was stronger. I mean,
We should go, talking about my background, we should go to Paris together and do
should.
a fashion thing.
I just got left out.
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
No, you can meet us there.
Can we go?
We're going to Paris together.
Danielle, you can
me and Dad will go to Paris together.
Yeah, you could come along.
You meet us from Israel.
We have room
It's
for one
Fun.
more.
When are we going? I'll keep
Can we
coming.
go?
I'll
Yes.
promise to come
Maybe
so they
Paris
can hang
Fashion
out.
Week. We should go to it's Paris Fashion Week now. We should go maybe in the spring.
I was thinking
Okay.
Paris Food Week.
Oh, that too. Is there a Paris Food Week?
It's always Food Week. In Paris.
Always.
Oh, don't worry. You
Right.
know me.
Fine.
I'm big on supermarkets.
Oh my God, you should-
And
you
you know
could
what?
teach me.
That is one thing I have to say. Your father hates shopping, but when we go away, he'll walk into any supermarket that I
Because
want
it's
to walk
fascinating.
into.
Is that where you get
He
your food
loves-
from? For your dad?
Both of my parents are foodies. They like good food. They like food experiences. They'll
Right.
travel for food. Like they'll expose me to food. Like throughout life. Like my father would say, because they didn't grow up kosher, my father would say, "Oh, I really want this dish," and my mother would go and recreate it.
Oh wow.
And but because she's such a
that's
good
the
cook,
secret to a good
Yeah.
marriage.
You know what? You know what? I remember one time a bunch of my friends said, "Why are you doing this? It's crazy doing all this cooking and all that." And I said, "Listen, my husband is so good to me and to the kids, and he doesn't ask much of me. So if he really wants me to make something that's important to him, when his friends come, I do it. What's the
Right.
big deal?
It's a big deal.
You know, who gains from that?
Your attitude.
I gain from it.
Right.
Because there's nothing he can't do for me after they're so grateful.
Right.
It's so
And that
easy.
makes it all
because
worth it.
it's not like who gives first. It's just you both
No.
give.
No,
You're in a
you
relationship.
have
to.
for
You
sure.
focus on what you can
But
give.
it's nice
they
that you
focus on what they can
appreciate
give.
and
Yeah.
you recognize and vice versa.
It's amazing.
Yes.
You were going to ask me a question, but then we got off on a tangent.
Oh, about the food blogging,
Yeah,
about the fashion
yeah,
blogging.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm a food blogger. You're a fashion blogger.
Okay.
And I think our industries are like similar because we're both bloggers.
Right.
But
For $1. Well,
For a
me
dollar.
for $1, you know,
For a
sponsored,
dollar.
right?
no, but okay, so this is my question. Like, I have to, like, every day I work to come up with new recipes, things like that. But I'm a creative person, so I don't have to, like, that's not where the hardship is for me.
Okay.
Mostly it's like the typing and whatever. I don't like that technical work.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, like, what does your job look like for you? Like, what does a fashion blogger do? Like, how do you source clothing? How do you source outfits? How do you, like, stay on trend, or how did the trends, like, how do you even know what a trend is? Like, how do you know what color? Like, I don't understand it.
So, I mean, I'm sure for everyone it's different, but for me, I happen to love studying, seriously, magazines. Like, especially now, it's like September issues. And, like, it's like the most wonderful time of the year because it's showing fall fashion. And I literally get inspiration from seeing these big designers where I love seeing their color schemes and how they work with different type of colors, where even yesterday when I was wearing this bold...
No, that was amazing.
But, like...
Amazing.
Thank you. And I was wearing this big, like, bold, green, teal,
it's like a jacket dress.
It was a blazer dress. I got it from my mother's armoire.
It's called a coat dress.
I got it from my mother's armoire, which is vintage. And I got this inspiration from wearing it, like, because I saw an ad of Balenciaga, which is a big fashion designer, and they had the same similar type of coat dress in the similar color, and they put it with black shoes. And I was like, that's so sharp and cool, and it was just different. And so I recreated it in my own way. But that's what I really do. What I find that my strong suit is styling. I'm not a designer. I could draw a stick figure, and that even looks fakakt. But like, you know, I love styling, I create in that way where I put different shoes and accessorizing with different outfits, and how I could put, you know, a skirt together with a different top. And it's just like, oh my God, it's like magic. It really is. I'm not trying to butter up, but like, it gets me like excited. And so, you know, with studying these magazines and even just getting inspiration from different people on Instagram, like, I'm just like, oh, that's such a cool way of wearing a jacket. Like, you know what?
Just like your eyes are open.
Yeah, like, so, like a big influencer was wearing like a really like big blazer and like belted it really coolly, and I'm like, that's cool. Or a big trend was like bicycle shorts, and okay, so
I noticed that girl too.
Wearing
bicycle shorts, and then having like a big oversized blazer on top, like, and that to me I thought was very cool and fashion. But because I don't wear bicycle shorts, I'm just like, okay, like,
so what do you do? How do you deal with that?
So I put it together, okay, with like maybe a cool different type of like bandage skirt, you know, like whatever, but at least a bandage skirt, like a skirt that's a little bit more form fitting, and it's just a band,
a straight skirt,
yeah.
You know, one of those.
But the fact that that's my form of a bicycle short, and I put my big blazer, but at least for me, that's how I recreate, and that's how I get inspired.
Are you always thinking? I mean, you happen to be like very petite and very beautiful. Like, do you think? This is how I feel sometimes about myself when I shop. Like, I see something that I like, and it's probably on trend, but then I try it and I'm like, this doesn't look good for me.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think that it's more important for people to, like, dress to their body type, or to dress on trend?
Oh, no. On trend, you know what? That's all like marketing and whatever. Yeah, you want to be cool and be like 2019 and hip. Right. But like at the end of the day, it's really all about the proportions. I'm very into that. And so you have to wear something that looks flattering for your body type.
Are there ever trends that don't work for you that you're like, I love this, but it's not for me?
100%. Listen, I have like I have a short torso. So I try to wear things that elongate me because I'm shorter. And I have like shorter legs, let's say. So I have to know, like, is this midi, let's say midi skirt, like it goes like to the mid calf, is that going to look good on me? Or, you know, maybe it'll look good on me if I'm wearing like very high heels with it because it'll elongate me. Or boots. But if I wear it with like little ballerina flats, I may look shorter and stockier. Like you must go with your proportions. Otherwise, it looks silly.
So how could somebody that doesn't know or doesn't have the knowledge that both of you have about body types and clothing and things like that, how could they figure out what they should do? Like, I wouldn't know if I had a short torso.
You hire a personal shopper like Frumee.
That I have, I know what a torso is.
I think you also could see, like, again, like on Instagram and stuff like that, like there are different clothing lines that I think do cater to all different sizes.
But how do you know? Like, how do you know which style looks good on you? Like, who do you ask?
It's all like trial and error. And like, you know, even my mother, it's funny because she, like this, let's say with hair, I'm just saying this. My mother is always looking for like another sheitel, and she has like her original sheitel style is like like Tina Turner, like Lyserina, like big, like full, like short hair and height, and it looks gorgeous. But she's always like, but I want to modernize it. I want it to be everyone's wearing it off the face and whatever. And she tries so hard to get wigs like that. At the end of the day, she goes back to her original style because that's what works for her.
Right.
And so you could do trial and error. And I even do that. I sometimes even see for myself. I'm like, this isn't going to work for me. Like, I just
and
don't.
then that's it. You appreciate the trend, but move on.
Totally. And again, it's these trends. It's really all the marketing spiel and showcasing like let's say logos right now, like big like designer logos are very in. That could be too busy for someone. That could draw attention to someone that like may not want that. And so, that's just not their style. So I definitely think the most important thing is proportions and finding what works for you. Like I just went shopping with my sister who has a very small waist, but she's a little bit fuller on her bottom. And so it's so interesting that
was such a nice way to say
no,
that.
it's beautiful.
Right.
I mean, a lot of women like, aim to have something like that. And so it's just interesting how she tried on a dress and I right away picked it up a little bit. And then the way it fell on her hit her so much better than when it was just falling on her. So I just think just knowing that like that slight pickup worked magic.
Right. So that's what I love. I love those kinds of tips. Like things like that. It's so interesting because, you always, like, I always think about Instagram in the sphere of like food and things like that. But like when you step out and you see like everybody does have a method and a system. It's not random. Like if you take what you do seriously, even if you're passionate about it and you love it and it's your real passion and hobby, if it starts to be your work also, like you take it seriously, hopefully.
Totally.
And when you take it seriously, you see that even in other industries, there's thought. And there's things. It's not random. It's not just like, I'll show you every outfit I find. It's
I think
there's
that translates,
it.
and I always see this. Anytime someone wants to work with me, no matter who they are, I always ask first to just see a look, but just to see, is it my style? Is this something I'm going to wear? And if there are some pieces that are or not, I always try to see like, okay, how can I make this work for me? So it can look authentic and real and not just be like, this is just, trendy and I'm just trying to like promote someone who's whatever. I always just think like, how can I make this work for me? And is it going to work? And if it's not, then it's not for me. Right. You got to stay true to who you are, So
that is amazing. Okay, 1 second. We're running out of time here because it's been an hour. We can't keep these things short. It's unbelievable.
We could keep going. We could really keep going.
I'm going to tell you right now. We posted exactly an hour ago, asking people whether we should post this before Rosh Hashanah or after Rosh Hashanah.
Okay.
So,
dum dum dum.
1 second. So 86% have already said before.
Oh.
So I think we're going to post this tomorrow. So right now, let's just all get in there because it is our Rosh Hashanah. Do you have anything you want to say to people before Rosh Hashanah?
Yes. I want to give my bracha.
Yes, please do.
You're benching.
My bracha to everyone is first be tolerant and accepting of everyone in the world. Second, Gemach Hasima Tova, Hashem should bless you with mazel, hatzlacha, labriyut, parnasa, nachat from your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, whatever. And most of all, that Hashem hears all that you ask of him.
Amen.
Amen. That was so nice. Amen. I just want to say a chasima tova and a good ben shor.
Amen.
And all your tefillos should be miskabel. And obviously bracha, parnasa, shalom bayis, and just be nice and to each other. Amen. And be respectful and just also like find like your inner peace, like be happy, like be besimcha,
Amen.
Like that. I think that's really important. Just like be happy.
Amen. Guys, it was so great. I am so happy to have, thank you, Mimi, for being my co-host and to have Frumee here.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing.
This was
amazing.
The best
I love these podcasts so much. They really are. They're like my pet project because I just love them.
Danielle may have to fly me to Israel to
me
do
too.
the next one.
Done. No, we're going to record live from Paris.
Oh, right, we're going to Paris. We're going to bed.
Wow,
Yeah.
that would be so
This is
really
amazing,
would never
and I
make
just
We could
want
do
to
podcast and live.
I just want to thank every single one of you for being here and supporting the podcast and supporting everything we do at Peas, Love, and Carrots and Peas in a Podcast. You are all amazing. And, you know, like for me, a new year is always bittersweet because it means the end of an old year. And, you know, it's another year without whatever we davened for the year before, but hopefully with a lot of things that we did daven for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also exciting. It's like, I always loved Mondays growing up. It's like the beginning of a new week. And I love that like new feeling where you can like conquer the world.
That's so nice because everyone hates
And
Mondays.
I know, I don't. I know.
Such a positive way of
I don't know.
That's how
looking
you
at
think.
I know, I love it because there's like so much, there's still so much time to accomplish. Like, I always kind of feel like I'm running out of time.
Tell
at
me
the
your
end
ways
the
of
week.
how you raised her so I can raise my kids like
And
this. It's so
I
nice.
just want to wish you at the beginning of this year, I hope that everybody has an amazing Yontif season. I hope we get through it. As you know, as women, it can be a difficult time. So I hope we get through it with as much gracefulness and calmness and peacefulness as we possibly can. But I also hope that it's a time that even though we're in the kitchens and with kids and clothing and no laundry, running out of clothes because there's no laundry, so doing laundry and figuring things out and losing socks, so buying more socks, even within all that, I hope that every single person here has time to really do something for themselves spiritually and take time to think and focus on what we want for this year and how we can connect to Hashem and really ultimately what we can do as a nation to bring down Mashiach Tzidkenu, because that's really what it's all about.
Amen.
And Bezrat Hashem, this year should be the year that the year that Mashiach shall come.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you all. You are amazing. Have a ksiva v'chasima tova, and we'll see you next time.
We love you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.